everybody, this is Tyson.
And Logan.
And you're listening to Dad Bods and Beards podcast, a show that gives you a fresh and real look into being a father, husband, and sexy as all can be.
For people who want to have a good time, laugh, and be uplifted, thank you for subscribing and listening. Now for the show.
I've been giving you the worst of me. Now you wanna stay the night. Pity how you work hard for me.
Have you heard of 75 Hard?
Yeah, I've had friends who've done it. I don't know anything about it other than you work out.
First time I heard about it. So my wife's dad and stepmom are like insane CrossFit, like fitness, and they're in their 50s. And like my father-in-law has like massive shoulders and biceps. And I'm over here like this pudgy little, but
you also drive, 7,000 miles a month?
Yeah, dude. It's crazy. But the first time I heard about it was a couple years ago. My mother, she was basically my mother-in-law, so my wife's stepmom. She was talking about doing 75 Hard, and we were there visiting, and I'm like, oh, what is it? I just thought it was like some workout program or whatever. So I'd heard about it here and there. And do you know who the guy who started it?
No, I don't know anything about it.
So I'm going to butcher his name, even though I've read it a million times.
Andy Frisella?
Andy Frisella. He created this. Oh geez, I don't know how long ago, but there's versions of it all over the place now. But he's the original creator of it. It's 100% free. It's not like this workout program that you got to buy. It's not just a workout program. Is what I thought it was. So I was like, it's not for me. I don't work out. It's a whole mindset, like recalibration. So it's called 75 Hard because it gives you a very short list of things that you have to do every single day, regardless of what you have going on. I mean, he in some of his podcasts, he talks about like, I don't care if you're in the freaking hospital, you better get your workouts in. But it's not. It's you got to drink a gallon of water a day. You got to read 10 pages of a nonfiction book. So it's like, self-help, motivational, like entrepreneurship or whatever. You have to do 2 45-minute workouts. One has to be outside.
2 45-minute workouts a day?
And it could be walking. Like you can walk the dog.
Uh-huh.
And it has to be 45 minutes. And he's like, not 44 minutes and 39 seconds, 45 minutes. And another one, and it has to be 2 of them. They both can be outside. They can't be back to back. You can't do an hour and a half. And the other one is you have to stick to a diet plan. He doesn't say, oh, you got to be keto. Oh, you got to do no sugar. Oh, you got to do paleo or whatever it is. It's just a diet plan that works for you, but you got to stick to it. No cheat days. And essentially, it's not just some program that you're buying this to change your body or whatever. It's to change your mindset. It's to. Did you ever remember the whole it takes 21 days to start a new habit?
Yeah.
Everyone's heard that.
Yeah.
Or 7 habits of highly effective people. I talk about creating habits. Or have you ever read that book, Atomic Habits?
I've never read.
So many plugs right
I've
now.
read this. I've read the 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. I've read that one.
Yeah, and there's another good book. I'll loan it to you. It's called Atomic Habits. So I've been really in this world where I need to change my mindset. I need to change some bad habits that I have. And so I've
what?
So we're going to get real heavy real quick. Literally and emotionally. So I struggle with mental health issues. I have for a few years. I'm bipolar. I'm medicated. I'm stable. I see a psychiatrist. For years, I was not. I was insanely unstable, had no idea. Medication doesn't fix habits. It doesn't fix your personality. It doesn't fix your traits. It just fixes a chemical imbalance that makes you essentially not suicidal or not dangerous to other people. It mellows you out. But unfortunately, during that time frame where I was really messed up, I created a lot of bad habits. I dealt with a lot of my issues with eating. Not like binging, not all these other ones. I just dealt with my serotonin came from McDonald's, Wendy's, Panda Express. I get that. That's where my serotonin was coming from. Just the dopamine I would get from just eating because it tasted good and it felt good.
Kind of like what the Super Size Me. Have you ever seen that? Where he ate 30 days and at the very end he realized that that's where he got all his happiness because he was miserable unless he was eating.
Yeah.
I get
What's
that.
funny is I watched that and I went and got food.
I'm going to go get McDonald's.
People were like, "Oh my gosh, I can never eat McDonald's again." I'm like, "Man, I want some nuggets." But so the thing is yeah, like it wasn't until recently that I admitted of like, yeah, I've full blown. I would say it's an addiction because I'd find myself finding ways to get it, and I've spent way too much money on it over the years. Like when I was stressed, when I was depressed, when I was suicidal, and so I am 33 years old, and I'm not. I mean, I still wear a 2X and a size 38 pants. I'm not huge, right? Mm-hmm. But I'm insanely unhealthy. Like I passed out 2 weeks ago because I stood up too fast. Oh, wow. Like getting up, and because I've been so stressed out that I don't drink very much water. I drink a ton of soda. And I don't drink diet soda. I like drink the straight, just give me the hard stuff. But so long story short, like, I mean, all this is like a whole episode for another day. Maybe we talk about the impact this has had on my wife and my kids. But I am at a turning point of like, if I don't do something now, it's never going to change. I just had my 10-year wedding anniversary, and because of some of these habits and stuff, it wasn't what it should be. And I should be a lot healthier than I am at 33 years old. And so I'm looking at this of like, I need to adapt and change, or I'm never going to achieve what I want to achieve.
So how is 75-day challenge going to help you with that?
Because it makes you so goal oriented, and that you can't miss a day. So if you miss a day, you start over at day one. Like, and that's in anything. If you didn't read 10 pages of a book, or you didn't drink a full gallon of water, or you didn't get one of your workouts, or you didn't follow a diet plan and you had a cheat day, it's essentially rewiring your brain to like you're in control, not your emotions, not your desires, not all this other crap that like you just like, oh, well, it's a habit, oh, it's an addiction, or oh, I can't, or just you are the one literally making the decisions. And apparently what it does to you psychologically while making you healthier, literally, is it reprograms you to where you become the type of person of like, oh, I'm going to do that, and you do it.
So it's basically where you are making the decision rather than the food, so to speak.
It makes you very like proactive, like headstrong, like you're in control of your actions and emotions type person.
I like that.
And see, and I need to do that because
and it can be any book too, just any nonfiction books.
So the one that I've picked out to start it's actually by Terry Crews.
Oh,
you know who Terry Crews is?
Yeah, I love Terry.
I freaking love Terry Crews. I don't like
Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
I don't like celebrities, but there's like a handful that like I would like fangirl over if I met, because they seem like legit good people. Mm-hmm. Terry Crews is one of them. He's got a book called Manhood, and it's about him growing up in Flint, Michigan, in a super abusive household, and his like struggles through pornography and how he became famous. And it's like super good book. So I'm kind of, I never finished it the first time I started reading it, so I'm restarting that one along with starting 75 Hard. The problem is you got to do it with people, because then you just give up. Yeah. Because there's no one holding you accountable. I started it and I gave up on day 2 because I was like, that was hard. I'm like, I got 74 more days of this stuff. But I think if you and I did it together, I'm kind of putting you on the spot. I don't know if you want to.
No, I definitely want to. I feel like I would like to be better equipped mentally, emotionally, physically, everything by the time we hit Las Vegas in July for our big expo.
Dude, that was
I think that will, like, I want to go where my shirt is fitting better, where I'm not self-conscious, where like you were talking about how you were wearing a hoodie for most of your TikToks, like the last podcast we did. I would like to do something like that.
Well, and that's what
because I'm that way. I'm self-conscious. Also, I'd like to read a book that will help me with the way I think, where, talking about that, and like we're focusing on my thoughts and how my actions and everything. Yeah.
And see, me, I have a tendency to like get like super worked up and like emotionally invested in the idea of something.
Uh-huh.
And then I'm like, dude, I woke up literally May 1st. I was starting it. I had a Crystal Geyser gallon jug of water. I drank the whole dang thing that day. I peed so many freaking times.
And you're driving 7,000 miles.
I read my 10 pages or whatever, and I was sticking to it. My diet plan is like I'm going to be like pseudo keto. Like I've done it before. I'm just cutting the soda, cutting the sugar, and like if I'm gonna do carbs, I was gonna do like white rice or I mean like brown rice, like just just not fast food because I'm sure if my body like I cut out soda and like brownies and even though we just had some brownies and fast
In
food.
moderation, though.
Yeah, like well no, you can't though. There is no in moderation. It's like
No more.
you cheat, you are back at day one. There's not like, oh, we're going on a date and like, oh, you know, like we don't drink, but it's like he says in his podcast, he's kind of like, oh, it's our anniversary. We're gonna have a little bit of wine. He's like, hey, you're back at day one because it's a no BS, no deviation. There is no like to each his own. It's like you can pick your workout and you can pick your buck and you can pick your diet, but then you have to stick to it. And so for me, I look at like when was I in the best shape of my life? High school football. Why? Because I had freaking coaches that were holding me accountable to everything. Yeah. And I would go work out. My brother-in-law was one of my coaches, and he would make me go to the gym with him after practice. And when I was like structured, boom, I was like, I mean, I was still a little bit chubby, but I was buff.
Yeah.
And I felt a lot more confident. I mean, I was, 17, so you're always overly confident. But so that's why I just looking at it of like, I need to change some habits.
So when do you want to start?
Well, we're going to Cheesecake Factory this weekend. So, I don't know, Monday? See what I'm saying? Like, I love the idea, but I'm at the same time, I'm kind of like...
Well, I don't know if you know me or not, but...
No, not at all.
Candace and I are like, let's start a business. We start a business. Let's do a TikTok. Let's do that. Let's do bodybuilding, which I did before.
See, when I first met you, you were like, "Oh, I'm going to the gym." Like you were lifting all the time.
Yeah. And then I got hurt.
That's right.
And I have a knee replacement. I tore my labrum in my shoulder bench pressing, and I have tendonitis in my leg. But you know what I can do? I can do light workouts now. I'm never going to go heavy again. At my age, I'm 43. There's no point for it. However, there is a point to get good stretching, good aerobic exercise, and still lift weights. But instead of lifting, squatting 500 pounds, who needs that anymore? I can squat 225. You know what I mean? There's things like that where I can do, and so one thing about me is if we're going to do it, I'm in it. So let's start Monday, and then how are we going to take accountability?
So he has these little charts. It's literally like it says 1 through 75. So there's 75 hard. Like there's people have like plagiarized it over the years. The one straight from Andy Frizella.
Yeah, I'm on his website right now.
His podcast is good. I can't listen to it all the time because it's like a little bit too intense.
The transformations are amazing.
That's what I'm saying. Is on top of that, like on top of like reworking your mindset, you're getting healthier at the same time. And if you think about it, there's none of it is like a bad idea. Like, oh yeah, you're drinking more water. Oh, you're being a little bit more active. Oh, you're reading. Like, it's not like it's asking you to like go through the Green Beret training program. It's asking you to do things that are like fairly simple, but we've been programmed in society to be like, I'd rather sit on the couch and watch something. But it's teaching you to like, it's 11:30. Mm-hmm. And you didn't read your 10 pages of your book, and it ends at midnight in your time zone. And like you can set up the app to send you reminders of like, hey, you haven't checked off that you read your book yet today. So that's the thing is I like is the app will like literally just send you push notifications and like I'll text you like, hey, did you get this done?
So the app is called 75 Hard?
Uh-huh.
All right, I'm going to download it right now, 75 Hard. So I can easily, not easily, but the thing that I was going to say while you were talking about this is, so as you know, I go through therapy. We've talked about it several times.
Yeah.
The therapist that tells me is like, I need something for me. So I need, like I'll go work out, but I'll work out with my son. Or I will go to a movie, but I'll do it with my wife or one of my kids. It's like I'm always doing something with someone. And so he's telling me I'm never doing it just for me.
Yeah.
And so this will give me an opportunity to do it just for me. And I think this will be beneficial for my mental health as well as my physical health. And because I'm better, I think the family experience with them experiencing me and me with them, will be a lot better.
Dude, just read some of the reviews that people leave. Like there's a guy I started following on TikTok that was 500 and something pounds, and he talked about the fact that he had to go into his bedroom after he was done going to the bathroom so he could lay on his bed so he can clean himself up correctly because he was that big. He's on like day one, and there's other programs that you can continue on after 75 hard. He's got other ones that you can continue, like day 76 you start this thing if you want.
Yeah.
But there's some people that just do 75 hard over and over and over, and he's dropped like 100 and something pounds. He's like 4 days or like 4 or 5 months into doing it every day now, and he's like super motivational. And it's funny, this guy, he's still like high 300s, if not low 400s, but he's insanely motivational. He's like, get off your butt, go for a walk. You have no freaking excuse. If I can do it, so can you. And I'm like, I'm probably a weight that he would love to be. You know, I'm 275, and this guy's over here 10 times more active than me, and he was twice my weight when he started.
Well, I think we both have excuses where you own a company. You own a company, yeah, and you're working and you drive forever, like you said, you work forever, and it's not, you get home from work, you're with your family, and then it's your time, like you and your wife time, and then she might be doing homework, like for instance, homework. And then it's just like, it's 9 o'clock, you're exhausted, and you're just like,
well, but then you've got...
Well, no, but that's what I mean, though. So, like, for me, like, I work full-time, then I come home, I'm with my family for 10, 20 minutes, then I go downstairs, and I work. But because I do have, my brother's working with me and stuff like that, that is actually free time. But because they've given me that free time, we're actually working on the company, which has really, really helped.
Yeah.
But I haven't given me that time that I needed to be able to, I keep using excuse, well, I don't have time, I need to do this instead.
And I'll show you the app, you can download it, and there's like an introductory video and like an episode of his podcast that introduces and explains what 75 hard is. I have not found one review from somebody that completed it that says like, man, that was a waste of time. I shouldn't have done that. And there were some people that said like, it took me 4 tries before I finally got all the way through 75 days. And he said, you're going to get to the point where it's almost an addiction that you're like, I gotta get my workout in. And it's like, workout is like this like taboo word for chubby guys, right? Like workout, but it's like, I had to take my dog to the vet because she will not let us clip her nails. She has like human anxiety in dog form. And so we have to take her to the vet so she can be sedated so they can clip her nails. And the vet was like, if you just walked her more on concrete, she probably wouldn't need to have her nails clipped. So I'm like, I can go for a 45-minute walk. It's not that hard. Yeah. When I'm downstairs, my wife she goes to sleep a lot quicker and easier than I do. And I'm a night owl. I can go take the dog for a walk at 10:30 at night. Easily. For 45 minutes. Yeah. Or I can sit on my phone and scroll on Instagram or TikTok or whatever for an hour, and you don't realize an hour has gone by until you're like, oh, I should go to bed. I'm tired.
Facts, though, isn't that? It's so true.
So that's what I'm saying is like, I'm just like, I have the time for 2 45-minute workouts. I can drink a gallon of water. There's all these things. I know I can do all of these things. I just have to do it.
Okay. So why do we do this? So we start Monday. Today is Friday. So that gives you your opportunity to go eat your cheesecake.
Today's Cinco de Mayo.
There you go. So
I need to get some freaking tacos before we start this. And dude, we can't be like easy on each other. Like, it's all personal accountability. Like you could lie to me, I could lie to you. But it's like, if I skip it, like you're like naturally not a mean person. So you're like, you are weak. Like you're not gonna.
Do I sound like that? You're Logan, like, you are weak.
No, I don't think like versus like, no, go listen to Andy Frizella's podcast. Like he's literally the type of guy I'm gonna like, I take ice baths and I eat losers for breakfast. So like that's not who we are. No. Like so, but I'm just saying is like, I'm gonna have to like hold you accountable and you're gonna have to hold me accountable. Because I even said to my wife, I was like, I'm going to start 75 hard. She literally rolled her eyes. Like, she's like, I don't even want to hear it because she's like, you know how many, like, you're going to start things? So. You know, if we don't post this episode, nobody's gonna know that we committed to this.
No, but I'm excited because I'm 330. I would love to be down to 260. And see, when I got married, I was 240 and I was thin. I'm 6'3". I'm really like I have a lot of muscle mass on me, and so I think by the time I would like to be 260, and I think when I got married, I was 23, 240. I had a 6-pack and everything. I was skinny.
You had a 6-pack.
I got a 6-pack around 280.
Dude, I've never had a 6-pack.
Yeah.
I mean, I've had like 6-pack of Dr. Pepper.
No, but that's just my physique. I'm just a bigger person. Like my big is someone's, or my skinny is someone else's big.
Well, it's like I'm gonna probably still be a 2X shirt guy just because my shoulders are really wide.
But I'm a 5X.
But you see,
This is a 5X right here.
The audio and us sitting down doesn't do any favors. Like you're significantly taller and like just built bigger.
But I would love to be in a 2XL, and I can do that when
dude,
I'm at
that would
260.
fit you like a medium on me because you're just built bigger. Like your shoulders are broader than mine, and I have broad shoulders.
Yeah, but what I mean though is by day 75, like I would like to not necessarily be the 260, but on my way well worth below 300. Way below 300 pounds.
See, my thing is like I don't know if I want to like pick a number.
Yeah.
My thing is like I want to be.
You want to be able to tie your shoes without losing your breath.
Well, why do you think I wear boots, dude? You just
why do you think
slip them on?
I wear Hey Dudes
You
because
wear
I
the
don't
Hey
have a
Dudes.
shoelace.
I have not gotten to the Hey Dudes. Like I haven't.
Dude, they're slippers out for outside.
Dude, my brother's significantly smaller than I am. He's like 180 pounds. We did not. One of us had to.
But he's also 3'9".
Yeah. So. He's 3'9". Yeah. No, like I'm like, dude, there's no way we came from the same gene pool. We don't even look the same, and like his metabolism, like he eats it and he poops it out in 2 hours. I look at it and I get fat. So like, but I just want to be able to like not be out of breath. Like I want to be not, like having like, is this heartburn or a heart attack?
Yeah.
So I
want to go swimming and not be embarrassed to take my shirt off.
100%. Because I mean, I'm not the belly tucked into the pants type guy. I could probably get away with it because I have the gut that hangs over my belt. I want to get rid of it.
Yeah.
I don't need a 6-pack. I just don't want a belly anymore.
So let's do it Monday. You down?
Dude, I'm gonna have to eat so much at Cheesecake Factory to just feel like
you already that's not how it works.
I know. No, but that's what I'm saying. Like going back to what I said, like I have this like emotional addiction to food.
Yeah.
So it's like that stresses me out. It's like I want to do it so bad.
I know this sounds like it's cheating, but it's not. Have you ever thought about going to a doctor and maybe looking at prescriptions that will help aid in appetite suppressant? Or anything?
So I used to be on Adderall, like a ton
Does
of
that
Adderall.
help with that?
Adderall, like it's one of the side effects is appetite suppressant. So when I was on 60 milligrams a day. That's a ton. That's a lot.
It's a lot.
And dude, I was like, I was seeing shadow people. But it's like an appetite.
You were also,
but I was
pounds.
I was super focused. I was really skinny. But no, I lost a bunch of weight because it was appetite. But at the same time, you like got lightheaded all the time because my blood sugar was low.
And your doctor prescribed
So. No, so I've talked to my doctor about stuff like that, but he's like, you're not at the point where I need to prescribe you anything. He's like, I literally had a conversation with my doctor a couple months ago.
You just learned to control your appetite.
Yeah, I mean, I was like, oh, am I a quality or am I a candidate for gastric? He's like, no. He's like, you're not even 300 pounds. He's like, you just have bad habits, and you can manipulate.
This 75 hard is really like directed towards you.
Yeah, I feel like some guys like me and you could really benefit from it.
Absolutely.
Because we're still active, like busy guys. We're not like lazy sitting on the couch. And I think that's kind of rude to say because we don't know what's going on in everybody's life. It might be in that stage in their life. But I think it can do a lot for me, but it's like I got to have the accountability because younger Logan would admit like, oh, I can do it myself. But it's like, now that I'm a little bit older, a little bit more mature, I'm like, I need to have someone pushing me. I need to have someone to be accountable to because I know that food is my weakness, dude. I pass those freaking golden arches and I'm just like that freaking sweet and sour sauce. You put it on everything. But no, and it makes you feel better. It makes the big sad go away, right? And so I'm like, I need to be more in control of my decisions. 75 hard isn't going to fix my mental illness. It's not going to fix my depression. It might help because getting outside, serotonin boosts, dopamine boosts, or whatever, working out, being healthy helps mental illness. It does, but it's not going to cure it. But if I control my habits more, then it'll lead me to having a better quality of life because I'm in control of my life and not my addictions.
75 hard is really teaching us self-control.
Yeah. I need self-control. I want to be successful. I want to be healthy. I want to be around.
I think everyone, including everyone who's listening, could always do better with self-control. Whether it be from any sort of addiction that they may have, from social media to substance abuse to what they view on the internet, anything like that, there's some sort of abuse there, and we all could do better at that.
And the cool
so
thing
I
is,
love this. We're definitely going to do this.
Okay. Well, the cool thing is you can do it again. Like the guy who created it, he does it a couple times a year. It's his own dang program, and it's 100% free, which that to me is the big one of like, okay, it's proof that it's not just out to make money. He's kind of like you, where he legitimately just wants to see positive change in somebody's life, because he's like, he's the one that created it. He used to be a big, chubby guy, just like me. You know, he just wanted to make a change and went years and years and years and didn't. So we're gonna do it. I'm gonna.
Yeah. So again, guys, if you want to watch and hear the growth that we had from this 75-day challenge, we'd love for you guys to subscribe, give us a good review, share it with your friends and family, and we'll talk to you next time.
Thanks, guys.
Now